Hello, I'm Robin Hansen, Director of the Center for Excellence in Developmental Disabilities at the UC Davis Mind Institute. The CEDD at the Mind Institute is part of a national network of University Centers of Excellence for Developmental Disabilities and is one of 3 in California. The UCEDDs, formerly known as University Affiliated Programs, were authorized as part of the Developmental Disabilities Assistance and Bill of Rights. We are funded by the Administration on Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities, and we all share a responsibility and passion for work with persons with disabilities, their families, providers, as well as advocates, community and government agencies to provide training and conduct research that results in community inclusion and positive and meaningful changes for persons with developmental and intellectual disabilities. In addition, we work in collaboration with our state partners, which include the UCEDD at UCLA Tarjan Center, the UCEDD at USC Children's Hospital LA, the State Protection and Advocacy in California known as Disability Rights California, as well as the State Council on Developmental Disabilities. In summary, the UCEDDs work to create a shared vision across the state and nation in which all people with developmental disabilities participate fully in the social, educational, and economic lives of their communities. The CEDD at the Mind Institute was founded in 2006, and this year we're celebrating our 10-year anniversary. Our center enhances much of the groundbreaking work already taking place at the UC Davis Mind Institute by providing increasing links to the community and to the national network. Our CEDD has developed many resources, provided hundreds of hours of training and technical assistance, helped to influence state and federal policy, and conducted important translational research in collaboration with researchers from the Mind Institute and UC Davis. Here's a bit more about some of our projects, programs, and accomplishments in our first 10 years. Each August, the CEDD partners with the UC Davis Office of Continuing Medical Education to bring you the Summer Institute on Neurodevelopmental Disorders. This conference not only provides updates from researchers at the Mind Institute, UC Davis, and other university centers, but provides allied health professionals, family members, and educators with the most current information about policy and evidence-based practices in neurodevelopmental disabilities. Over the past 10 years, thousands have attended this conference here in the Northern California area, but many thousands more have benefited from it by accessing the recorded presentations through UC TV and the Mind Institute websites. This year's conference will feature a keynote address given by the Executive Director of the Association of University Centers on Disabilities, Andy Imperato, providing us with a disability policy update from the national perspective. In addition to the Summer Institute, the CEDD and the Mind host monthly lectures for the community, including the Distinguished Lecture Series and Minds Behind the Mind. These lectures feature world leaders in developmental disabilities research and practice, and are free and open to the community to attend either in person or through YouTube and the Mind Institute website. In order to meet the increasing needs of educators and allied health professionals to learn about autism spectrum disorders, the CEDD has partnered with UC Davis Extension to provide a special student program in autism spectrum disorders. This 3-course series is offered online and has reached providers across the nation as well as internationally. We've recently developed a free introductory course called Autism Across the Lifespan, which can be accessed through the Coursera online learning platform. And of course, there's also a great need for parents to learn strategies to address the needs of their children with autism. The Autism Distance Education Parent Training Program, or ADEPT, is a free online program for parents that is offered in both English and Spanish. This program can be accessed from our website from anywhere with internet access. The CEDD has worked very hard to bring to scale some of the applied research that is taking place nationally. One example is the development of the California Autism Professional Training and Information Network, or CAPTAIN. This statewide network was established by our CEDD in collaboration with the California Department of Education, the Department of Developmental Services, and the UCEDD at USC Children's Hospital to scale up the research of the National Professional Development Center for Autism Spectrum Disorders. At this point, CAPTAIN has over 400 members with every county in California represented by at least one trainer of trainers of this model. Our ongoing efforts to support underserved communities, and as part of our mission to support model inclusion practices, the CEDD has provided technical assistance for the Triumph Preschool in the Oak Park community of Sacramento. This inclusive preschool provides a beacon for the community and illustrates the impacts of high-quality, inclusive practices for children with and without disabilities. The California Early Start Network is coordinated by the CEDD and involves 25 county interagency teams in a collaborative bi-monthly teleconference. This conference provides a forum for discussion of policy, resource sharing and development, and active interdisciplinary problem solving for providers involved in the provision of early intervention services for children from birth to 5. Transition from school to adult life has become an increasing need as the numbers of youth with autism and other intellectual and developmental disabilities move from the public school system out into community services. In order to support these youth, their families, and to build a high-quality system of inclusive supports, our CEDD has established the Think Transition Work Group. This group of stakeholders meets regularly at the Mind Institute to identify key issues and develop community-based solutions to these challenges. One example is the need to assist families in understanding the transition process and how to access adult services. In order to address this challenge, the Think Transition Group sponsored and organized a training series here at the Mind Institute during the 2014-15 school year. Topics in this training series included transition assessments and the IEP process, information about supported employment and supported living services, as well as information about medical care transition from pediatric to adult medicine. As with all of our community lectures and trainings, these sessions are free to the public and are now accessible through the CEDD website. The Business Advisory Council recently began to address the challenge of finding integrated, competitive employment for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities in and around the Sacramento area. The planning group for the Business Advisory Council consists of local supported employment providers, the Department of Rehabilitation, the Sacramento Employment Training Agency, the State Council on Developmental Disabilities, and community members who have worked to identify and promote best practices for job development, to share resources, and identify opportunities and barriers for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities to fully contribute in the workforce. One important aspect of community inclusion for many with intellectual and developmental disabilities involves the use of assistive technology. To help promote the use and understanding of assistive technology and augmentative communication systems, our CEDD coordinates the AT Consortium. Various stakeholders from public education, Department of Rehabilitation, Developmental Disability Services, and the community participate in this consortium. Efforts to raise awareness of assistive technology in the community have included print material, resource fairs, which feature AT users discussing how AT and AAC has enhanced their lives and access to community, as well as regular demonstrations of various AT and AAC systems through our Resource Center. Speaking of our Resource Center, if you're ever in the area, please do stop by. We're located just inside the entrance to the Mind Institute at 2825 50th Street in Sacramento. The CEDD has partnered with the Warm Line Parent Training and Information Center to run the Resource Center for our community, students, faculty, and staff of UC Davis. The center is staffed by knowledgeable practitioners who can answer technical questions or provide resources and referrals as needed. The Resource Center is also staffed by family members from the Warm Line who can provide invaluable parent-to-parent support and family perspectives related to some of the most pressing questions community members have about autism, intellectual, and other developmental disabilities. The Resource Center provides a warm and inviting place to come, explore resources, or participate in support groups such as Vamos a Platicar, a support group for Spanish-speaking families. Our center has made great efforts and strides in bringing information and resources to the many Latino Californians who are affected by intellectual and developmental disabilities. Vamos a Platicar and the Spanish language ADEPT program are just a couple of our examples. CEDD staff have also partnered with the Mexican Consulate here in Sacramento to provide regular developmental screenings, resources, and referrals. We also hold many community lectures each year in Spanish and have Spanish-speaking staff available to support families in the Resource Center. The Mind Institute is an international leader in research related to autism spectrum disorders and other neurodevelopmental disabilities. Our CEDD is an ongoing partner in this research, including several translational and community-partnered research studies that are making impacts such as finding successful interventions for the social inclusion of adults with ASD, improving the early identification of children in underserved communities, and improving access to high-quality early intervention services. Our goal is to support ongoing efforts for effective community-based treatments, inclusive supports, and services to those with autism and intellectual and developmental disabilities and their families to improve their quality of life, maximize their independence, productivity, and community inclusion. Thanks to the ongoing support of our community, partners here at the university and across the state, we have made a significant impact during our first 10 years. We look forward to what the future holds, and we are committed to continuing our work with everyone in our community.
I believe that having the CEDD at the Mind Institute has really opened up the doors to allow historically marginalized communities to have a place to come to get credible information to ultimately support their child.
Having the CEDD in my community has brought a statewide grant that helped us implement evidence-based practices such as peer-mediated instruction.
I got to be a peer tutor!
Having the CEDD at the Mind Institute has allowed us to reach thousands of educators in California and nationwide through the Autism Special Studies program.
Having the CEDD in our community has been great because we have a summer institute to bring professionals and families together to learn about developmental disabilities.
Having the CEDD at the Mind Institute has provided some amazing resources to the community, like the great videos on the website.
Having the CEDD at the Mind has helped the Spanish-speaking families to have access to more resources.
Having the CEDD here at the Mind Institute has really improved my opportunities as a trainee to learn about the community and the services we provide.
And I would echo that. Having the CEDD has provided so many opportunities for our training and fellowship to meet people in the community and to learn about all kinds of developmental disabilities and what services we can help with.
Having the CEDD at the Mind Institute has made it possible for me to do my research in Sacramento and the whole state of California.
Being here at the CEDD gave me an opportunity to become a CEDD intern that provided me to become a paid CEDD staff.